Greetings, dear Leo. Welcome to Tifa's Tarot, and I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. And today we're going to go ahead and take a peek at your tarot forecast for Scorpio season. So I'm filming this on 11/11, which is a very auspicious day. So let's go ahead and take a look at our Scorpio themed reading, and we'll kind of just talk about some of the elements of this particular tarot spread. But let's go ahead and set the intention for you, Leo. If you have Leo, it is in your sun, your moon, or your rising, then it is my sincerest intention that this reading may resonate with you in some capacity and that you're able to receive these messages and apply them to your own life only and always for your highest good. All right, so we are in Scorpio season, and collectively, what this really means that this is a time for us to really dive into the depths of our internal world, right? Scorpio is a water sign, and it's fixed, and it's really known for having a lot of emotional intensity, being very assertive, and really just having that level of depth, right, to it. So our first question that we are asking is about the depth. So we are looking at what lies beneath you, Leo. What's beneath the surface? What are some hidden desires or emotions that you're not acknowledging, or maybe an unspoken truth that you have? Okay, so let's go ahead for our Leos and see what lies beneath. What lies beneath for Leo? What lies beneath for Leo? Okay. So we've got King of Wands for you here first. So starting strong, and that is definitely like more of a leadership. King of Wands energy also is very like long-term thinking, okay? Doesn't do things for today, but thinks, all right. And I'm taking reversals as well. So Leo, the first thing, you've got the King of Wands energy that came out, being a very strategic leader, looking at your life from a long-term perspective, like basically just wanting to have control of your life, right? And being very bold and living like in truth and authenticity and boldness, and living the life that you're really like. It's like there is an ideal life that you really want to live, like, and your whole objective of life right now is making those steps to continue to live more into a space or a life that you want to be living in. And then this is coupled by the moon. So there's some moon it's a bit complex because there's a bit of illusion to it, or maybe like things that you're not considering or things that you're not looking at. Dare I say it's like a blind spot in some ways, okay? And it can make it feels like a little bit uncertain. And so what this really means is that what I'm seeing is like someone who is very confident on the outside and seems very self-assured and very ambitious and goal-oriented. And so people around you, Leo, see that about you. But you're like confused, like deep down, because this is what's in the depths of it. And then you got the Four of Pentacles in the reverse position. And this is like the life that you want to live. Like when you really think about it, there's something here about the way in which you utilize your finances or your money here. This is giving like second house energy where you're not, I think that there's a truth here that you have to really come to terms with. And it has to do with the way in which you utilize your resources are not very helpful to you. And I don't think that's something that you really see. But it's like, if you really want to get here, and unless you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth and someone's just like, here is your life, take it, people typically have to work for what they receive in life. And what I'm getting here for you is just more of like, you have this audacity, so to speak, or this boldness about the life that you'd like to live. But there's some blind spots in the way that you are handling your resources. And so this is coming up in the depth. So these are showing up as unspoken truth. So this is something that you are you're kind of conscious of it, but it's like it's buried very deep in your unconscious, so to speak. Okay. So that's what I'm looking at for the depths of it. Definitely boldness. Like, oh God, there's a phrase people use. Like champagne taste, with a Budweiser budget. I think it's something like that, right? Where it's like wanting the most, but like you can manifest it as yours, but you also there are practical things that you have to do to get to that too, right? And part of it is being smart about the resources that we do receive. So our next question is looking at the release. So what needs to be shed or let go of? Something that you're holding on to, something that's not working. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a belief system, maybe it's a pattern of thought, right? But what's something Leo needs to release? What does Leo need to release? Oh, wait, hold on. I had two random cards here. So I did not have a full deck there. Let me just go ahead and kind of reshuffle that. I just feel like in order to get the messages, the full deck has to be available. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Those cards that were there, I believe we'll see if they come out again. Because I believe they were what were the cards? Oh, the Hangman came out. So if the Hangman comes out again, then that was for sure a message that you were meant to. All right, so we've got the King of Swords, and this is in your release position. You've got the King of Swords, you've got Judgments. Okay. And you've got the Wheel of Fortune. All right. This is in the release position for you. Now, when we talk about this King of Swords energy, this is being very authoritative, being like leading with your logic, right? It's also like this card of like having really high standards and expectations as well, okay? Where you're just like very strong. It's not boundaries, it's the standard, the expectation of what things are to be, right? And then you've got the Judgment. So there's something here that you need to consider, right? Because the Judgment is awakening. This is self actualization and realization, like realizing things about yourself. Like maybe a renewal of some sort, okay? But more importantly, what that Judgment is really about internalizing ourselves, right? Holding ourselves accountable, but also holding ourselves, like, are we checking ourselves, right? So there's something here about high standards, you checking yourself, and then you've got this Wheel of Fortune, and this is taking a chance, okay? So what I'm thinking is that you need to really take a chance on considering other things, because what I'm getting that there could be perhaps like a blind, because I'm talking about blind spot, right? But that moon was there, but there's something here. What I'm seeing is like you're not really. You need to release. Like, there's something you need to realize about yourself, the standards that we set, right, are or what we authorize. We need to take a chance on not having always just exactly that, okay? So maybe there's a narrow-mindedness of like what's acceptable and what's not. And maybe this is like just you need to release like always needing to keep it here. And it's not like you need to go down, like it's, but I think it's more about like not judging things on whether it's on your standard or not, right? So I think there's a release of judgment of like being up here and needing to just consider or think about things in other realms that you might not deem as as great, that doesn't come up to your standard, but maybe there's something here, you can realize. Like I would say in the plainest example, and you could apply it in your life in any way, but the plainest example is someone who if they consider going out for dining, like it has to have a certain ambiance and it has to I don't know, there's almost like a price point to it, or there's like I need to be seen, or it needs to be presented in some way. And maybe like you're not seeing that there's like a mom pa restaurant that's in your neighborhood, so you could be supporting your actual local community, and then you're not supporting it, but maybe they really got some good oxtails or something. You just haven't even you're just not looking because you're trying to go to fine dining, right? It just has that kind of feeling to it. So that's what you need to release, right? Release that needing to hold an absolute standard all the time, and maybe being a little open-minded to consider, right? To consider other things. All right, so our next card is the Phoenix. So keeping in mind that it is Scorpio season, and Scorpio energy is all about renewal and rebirth and transformations. So this is looking at how you can use this particular energy during Scorpio season. How can you harvest this energy for a transformation? So this question is basically, how can you embrace transformation in your life? How can Leo embrace transformation in their life? How can Leo embrace transformation? You've got the Three of Cups. So those are our friend group, our association, our community, the people we rely on, on an emotional, intellectual level. And it's also just going out and socializing and creating community as well. Okay. You've got the Three of Pentacles. This is beautiful. So that's working together. So we got Three of Cups, Three of Pentacles. Beautiful. And then you've got the Devil, and you've got it in the reverse position though. So, I think this is good. This is good. So I think your Phoenix is telling you that you really do have a lot of support around you. And also like you are a support system for other people as well. Like there's something here to recognize about how helpful you are, how considerate you are, how people really like want to vibe with you, right? Because Three of Cups is all about, right? You see how they're cheersing, like you, one of those chicks there, right? You're one of those people like just hanging out with the boys, with the girls, whatever, like with your friends and being that vibe, okay? And on top of that, you also work very well with people. You are cooperative. And one thing about Leos is like Leos are generous. I think like Leos really get a bad rep in the zodiac streets, but honestly, like think anyone I know that's a Leo is for real actually has a very generous spirit, and that is the truth. That's like just the absolute truth. And this is how you kind of show up, right? And then you got the Devil in the reverse. So the Devil in the reverse, instead of like when it's upright, it's addictions, it's codependence, it's being oppressed, having an excess of things, right? Like having too much, like bad habits. But in that reverse position, it's having freedom, it's being independent, it's being it's reclaiming your control. Okay. So what I think this essentially means is that even though you show up as a magnificent and supportive like entity in all of your groups, and like you're so helpful, and you also receive that support from other people as well, you've got a great community. Like I think the way that you transform is not needing to tie yourself exactly to being helpful, being that person, or needing that return of energy from other people. This is just you being able to honestly like be like an orchid and just fill yourself up, right? And being free of it. Like you're having other people as a surplus or as a bonus in your life, but this is you are your own supply, right? You're your own supply. This is being independent, being like complete freedom. And the people in your circle are literally just a bonus, right? So I think that's how you can really transform in this season, is really consider spending time by yourself. And, and it's not like you have to like isolate per se, but it's empowering yourself by not needing to have the support of others, right? And providing that for yourself. And that I feel like there's something very rebellious and renewing about that as well, and very freeing when we realize we don't need other people and we can fill our own cups, right? And our last question is the light within. So what is a strength or a gift that is emerging within you, Leo? And what's awakening in our Leos at this time? What is a strength or a gift that is emerging within Leo? All right. You've got the Six of Swords. Are you going somewhere, Leo? You traveling? You got plans? You got the Eight of Pentacles. So this is work, opportunities, working hard, mastering your craft, so to speak, or having a lot of success at work, creating, if you are creative, creating good quality work. And then you've got the Two of Swords, right? About making decisions, being like, I can do this or I can do that. But I think that's ultimately beautiful because you have options, right? So I feel like you're definitely, this is not a physical journey, like you're actually thinking about moving. Now, could be moving a house or moving location, another city, another country, right? It could be something you're very seriously considering at this time. But if it's not that, this is you very much in a transit stage in your life, right? Like you're just going from one place to another, right? Whether that's literal or metaphorical, and it's just like moving on, starting new chapters in your life, right? Leaving something behind and going forth. And then but I think this has something to do with your job. Some of you may be changing jobs, right? Or getting new sources of work, right? Or business in some way, because you've got the Eight of Pentacles here. And that's like you working hard, making money, obtaining resources off of your craft and your ideas and your work, your hard work. And you being committed and dedicated to something. And then, but this is like choices, because you've got the Two of Swords here. So I'm saying like there could be like options of like, I can do this or that, I can stay here or go here. And all of it has maybe something to do with like your work, your business in some way. Okay. So I feel like that's something that's emerging, like, and it's talking about a strength or a gift. So this is opportunities. I feel that you're on your way to really being productive here, and really like achieving something, right? And I do think it has to do with like just your craft, right? Or your work in some way. Okay. So that's what I got for you, Leo. My name is Tifa. I do tarot. If you like the way that I do tarot, please do comment, like, subscribe. All of those things would be great. A little viewer participation. And also, I offer personal readings. So you can find more information in the link below in the description of this video. I love you, Leo, and I hope you have a blessed day and a happy 11/11 if you do watch this on that date. Bye-bye.